Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am officially 6 weeks pregnant. I had my second frozen embryo transfer on August 15th using a controlled medicated cycle this go around, which was ultimately successful. I've had 3 amazing betas since that first home pregnancy test that was positive on day 4 post-transfer. On day 10, I was 304. On day 12, it was 856, and day 18, it was 7,583. So amazing betas since then. And I thought I would jump on here just to share my 6-week bump date picture, but also to share my symptoms that I had in week 5 and what is upcoming in week 6. Any planning and any organizing that I'm doing to get ready for baby in the upcoming week or that I did this week. So just kind of giving you an update of where I'm at. So again, I am 6 weeks pregnant today. If you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. It helps me out a lot. And that way you can be updated and notified every single time I upload a new video. So starting off week 5, I was home visiting my family in Maine. Felt great, had some mild cramping and twinges, but that's very normal. And then also Tuesday night was when things kind of started to get a little weird. So on Tuesday night, I woke up with some really intense cramping and I got up to go to the bathroom and I felt very flushed. I started sweating profusely. And then also walking back to my bed, I almost passed out, like completely blacked out. Everything got so blurry. I couldn't really see and just kind of collapsed into my bed. And the next morning I noticed that my heart rate on my Oura ring completely dropped in that time period. So that explains the dizziness, lightheadedness, the almost passing out. But the cramping was definitely concerning. I called my nurse. She wasn't too concerned because I was feeling better and I wasn't throwing up. Everything seemed okay at that point. So I kind of just played it off that it was just a change in my blood pressure because of all the blood volume changes as you get pregnant. So I was feeling a little bit better. So just kind of a little concerned, but keeping an eye on it. Fast forward to Thursday this week, I was having some more intense cramping. So shooting pains in my right side. It wasn't even really cramping. It was more so sharp pains in my right side. So couple of concerns that they had was 1, it could be my appendix, or 2, potentially it could be an ectopic pregnancy. And following my episode on Tuesday night, they wanted to bring me in for an early ultrasound, which I just hated, right? I mean, I got to go in and I got to see little babes for the first time. And this was such an amazing experience. It was so sweet. I have been on this fertility journey for so long that I've made great relationships with all of the nurses in my fertility clinic, and my doctor is so sweet. They got me in quickly just to make sure everything was okay. And I literally had my doctor, the physician's assistant, the nurse who usually draws my blood, and the girl who normally does the ultrasounds, like all in the room. Like everyone was so invested to making sure that I was okay and that baby was okay. And I just felt so taken care of in that moment. And, you know, a little bit crazy for going in and being concerned, but also just so supported. And they just were so kind and wanting to be there for me. So as you can see, it is not an ectopic pregnancy. Baby is in the uterus where it's supposed to be. So that is excellent news. Come to find out, another common symptom in early pregnancy is constipation. So little embarrassing. It was just constipation for the pain. But Colace, Miralax, magnesium all helps, especially when you're taking progesterone. That really slows down your digestive tract. If you're doing a natural cycle or you got pregnant naturally, your body is producing progesterone, which also slows down your digestive tract. But common symptom early in pregnancy, constipation. So be aware of that. Stock up on your Colace, your Miralax, and your magnesium, and you won't have to go in for a early ultrasound. Although I'm not mad about going in for the early ultrasound. Definitely gave me peace of mind that things were still progressing. We only saw the gestational sac and the yolk sac, as you could probably see from that ultrasound. There was no fetal pole yet, but she did say I was measuring 2 days ahead. So also great news. My next ultrasound is this Thursday. I'll be 6 weeks and 4 days. So I'm really excited about that because my mom is actually coming into town to go with me. And then we are touring daycares. We have 3 daycare centers that we're touring. Daycares here, the lists are like a year long. So I have to get on at least 1, if not 2 lists. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for childcare. It's really going to depend on a lot with what happens at work next year. But I do want to make sure that I am on a daycare list that works for me and that I like. So that way I'm prepared if I do decide to go that route. I'm also going to be exploring nannies and au pairs as well. But the daycare centers are the ones that I really need to get on the list sooner rather than later. So I'm hoping to get some good feedback from my mom, get a good vibe, and get on at least 1 or 2 lists by the end of next week. So the other thing for symptom-wise, haven't really had any nausea, starting to a little bit today, but they say it typically starts between 6 and 8 weeks. So there's that. Some bloating, breast tenderness is definitely a big one. I notice that it's a lot worse at night and they definitely feel bigger and fuller. I haven't gained any weight. I've stepped on the scale a couple of times. Haven't gained any weight yet, but definitely feel like my body is changing and weight distribution is in different places as well. So I think it's just a little bit more of water weight and just bloating in general from the hormones and the pregnancy. I think that's it for symptoms. Bloating, cramping, I had the sharp pains, constipation. Oh, also frequent urination. I pee like all the time now. It's crazy. I never used to wake up in the middle of the night to pee, and I am now. So there's that. In terms of products that I've been using throughout this process and so far, the first one is the Bio Oil Skincare. This I am using twice a day to help prevent stretch marks. It's dermatologist recommended and was recommended to me by a few of my friends who have had multiple kids or are currently pregnant. So this is what I've been using to help prevent stretch marks. And then I'm using Parallel's prenatal vitamins. What I really like about Parallel, and this is not sponsored by any means, is that they have trimester support packs. So I'm using the first trimester pack that has 2 prenatals, a CoQ10, as well as another vitamin in there to help with nausea. So that is what I've been using for my prenatals. I'm also taking 2 of their prebiotics or probiotics every day. So hoping that helps with just gut health and digestion throughout this process. But it's been pretty basic right now. And I think that's kind of it's a blessing and a curse, right? So right now I have no symptoms. So that's great. I do definitely feel more nausea kicking in today. But right now I haven't really had a lot of symptoms. So while that's reassuring that I feel good and I've been able to work out every day, I definitely am like, is this really happening? Is this real? Is there something going on? You know, I think getting to this ultrasound on Thursday hopefully will be reassuring. Hopefully I'll see a fetal pull and a heartbeat, but I'm sure, you know, there's always just trying to get to the next step. So I'm really trying to be present in the moment and just enjoy where I'm at. And the fact of the matter is I'm pregnant today and all is well. So it's balancing that being in the moment and being so excited that my dream is finally coming true, but also so anxious just to get some reassurance with the next step. So I'm sure that's common for all of the mamas who have been through this, but that's just kind of how I'm feeling right now. And again, nothing really planned this week other than daycare searches. I am starting to research doulas as well, and I'll start interviewing those in a couple of weeks just because I do want to get a birth doula and likely a postpartum doula, maybe a night nurse. But definitely want to get on the calendar for the birth doula early just because I do know the good ones, their schedules book out pretty far. So those are some of the tasks that I'm focusing on right now. But I will keep you guys updated on week 6 and how the symptoms progress this week, next week. And I'll also share my week 7 bump date picture then as well. So until then, I will see you in my next one. Bye.